Hello, my name is Chris Palmer, and in today's Google My Business video, I would like to cover some Google My Business optimization tips that can certainly help your rankings. So what I'd like to do is I have 8 tips along with some micro tips that will be inside of those tips, and I'm going to walk you through those step by step today, so let's not waste any time. So first and foremost, here's what I want to start off with. All right, so the very first tip is directions to key points. And it's not just directions to key points as in, giving directions to a customer to key points, places that you may service, but making it very, very easy for Google to understand and comprehend that you have a particular service area. So this starts at the very top, whether you're a service-based business or not, whether you're showing your location or not, you should be making it very, very easy and accessible for Google to understand that, let's say we're in this particular area here that I have opened up, Fort Myers, close to my hometown. But if I were to have this, my first tip is creating directional key points. Whether you're creating a My Map and you're going to each of the outliers of a particular service area, making a My Map, but there's another step to this, all right? So not only are we making it very simple for Google to understand what our service area is, but we're sharing this. And we need to take it to the next step. So if I'm making, let's say, a My Map, I share it to a social media network. Let's just say, I'm just giving a for instance. This outline of, let's say I go from here to here to here to here. I share it. When you look at your insights, you should be getting directional requests from those areas. You should be getting maybe phone calls from those areas. Perhaps you're running an ad that is targeting this specific area, making it very geo-relevant to Google that this is my service area. This is where I work. This is where you're getting directional requests from. This is where you're getting directional requests and then phone calls from. This is what you're sharing on social media. And I want to touch on another tip and then another step. Google My Business, GMB, when you sign up, it gives you a site, right? May I suggest to certainly use that site? And there's a couple things you could do. You could make it maybe a subdomain and pass power to your main entity. But better yet, if I'm using a Google site, right? If I'm using their site and I have my main site and I have a Google site, generally, you'll see that there's a sidebar, right? And you can put what I would maybe do just to validate in a particular service area. It may be very beneficial that, okay, this is my service area. I've made my maps. I've added this service area to my service area within Google My Business. I have a business site set up that has content based around this service area. So this is a location, and you're making anchor text. You're making pages around that service area. Okay, I do this service area. I do this service area, right? I do this service area. So I have my GMB site. It has the service areas. This is within the site. And I also have those same pages on my website, right? The structure of the site is almost mimicking what is here. But if you don't want to use it as a subdomain, I don't see why you're not putting, or perhaps, I'm just giving recommendations and tips. I'm just trying to help as much as I can. I'm not saying, I'm not seeing why you're not doing this. It's just another way, another tip. Maybe, hey, maybe you didn't find this yet. So each of the service areas are leading to the same pages that are on your site. And this all comes together. This is all full circle. This all works together to make Google and your customers realize that this is my area. This is my business. This is what I do. Here's where you can find me. Here's my phone number, right? You see where I'm leading to this? It's a full circle. So that's another tip. for you. And that tip is use the site, the Google site. Use it to your advantage. Whether it's outlining your service area, whether you want to pass links through it that are geo-relevant. Say you build out those pages. Say you build out the pages on the site and it's all, okay, here's service area 1, service area 2, service area 3, service area 4. Now you have an in-between. Here's my site. I have the same stuff, the same location, same services, but it's just passing through, right? You see, another way to build more citations, another way to build more links, but they're not coming directly at the site. I know that links and I know that organic are completely separate from GMB, but at the end of the day, it is a correlation. Stuff that's on your site, context, adding context to what you're doing is a ranking factor in my opinion. It's not the fact of having rankings and organic, but outlining exactly who you are, what you do, where you are in your service area is a correlation to better rankings. I think I touched on that enough. Let's talk about and move into another tip, okay? Citations before listings. Now, if let's say that you have, and this is maybe for somebody that's just starting out, maybe I should have started with this, but citations before listings. So we have our business. This is our business. We have our website. Our website is up. Why aren't we building our presence beforehand? Because I've noticed that if you're not a business, generally, if you haven't been doing this for a while, say you're brand new, I just get a client, right? They've built out their website. They've made citations. They've created social properties. They've created press releases. They have content. They're getting some traffic coming in. And then they create a GMB that's already starting to get phone calls, already starting to get brand searches, already starting to get directional requests. Everything is already, the mix, the flow is already coming into the GMB. When we have all of these entities over here already created, the GMB tends to move up a lot faster. So citations and groundwork before the GMB. So if you're just starting out, perhaps you're seeing this video, may I suggest build out all of your properties, this stuff first, before moving and focusing and optimizing on the GMB. Take care of your main entity, establish your entity first, entity being content, website, social, press releases, citations, that part first. Have a digital presence first, and then move to the GMB, and you will notice your rankings will certainly improve a lot faster. Let's move down the list. Images. Images and images schedules. Images coming from customers. Now, it's one thing to upload an image. Now, do I feel that it's highly beneficial to take the time to add, maybe EXIF data to every single image? No. Do I think that it is very important to have a customer not only this really leads into a customer's lifeline, right? Ask for directions. Make a phone call. Leave a review. Add a photo. This is adding to your business. Now, from some slight testing, right? I'm not saying that, I would do anything that wasn't above board. But from testing, what I'm finding is when a customer, a persona, a person follows these steps, the rankings, even if it's not a verified listing, have been improved. So if you can have a life cycle of a customer, even if it's generated, follow the process all the way through, it seems to provide a ranking increase. So even if you're not doing it in a manipulative way, I would try to, and it's hard to do this, but try to really take them through the cycle of a GMB. And what I mean by this is try to really get them all the way through. Like, have them go through the GMB is what I'm saying. Have them look for directions. Are they making the phone call through there? What I'm saying is, if you want to get better rankings through GMB, force them people, the customers, the traffic, the everything that's coming in, force them to the GMB. If that's your priority, is ranking the GMB, if you're receiving most of your traffic, most of your conversions, most of your referrals from that property, if you're running ads, if you're doing social, push them to the GMB. Take them through the cycle. You'll notice better rankings. Let's move on. Schema and images. Now, this is something I talked about this. It's something I've been playing with. I'm not saying that it's working. I'm really just starting to mess with it. I'm looking at a lot more at schema because I feel that giving Google a better way to understand everything is so much better for the web, the semantic web. I feel that because I just think that they're going that way. Everything is AI. Everything is, like NLP and AI, and everything doesn't have the personal touch. It's all computer, right? Generated, right? For lack of better terms, okay? So I've been just really, how can I better describe who I am, what I'm doing in every single property? So one of the things that I've been playing with is schema and images. Now, when you're adding schema to an image, it's something that is called an RDF. There's RDFA. There's different ways. So if you're adding it to EXIF, or maybe you're putting it into PHP, and you're describing and including same as, and you're including your business, or maybe tying in other businesses. What I'm getting at is this, all right? Using schema and any way that you can describe anything better is going to be beneficial, all right? I really want to touch on this because maybe it's something that you can do, something that you can add, and maybe you'll have better results. I'm just saying, when you're on your posting schedule, try it out. If you have multiple properties or multiple locations, add some schema. Make dual layer images. Google is reading the images. If you have a PDF, multiple layers, right? And we have a text layer and we have an image layer. Maybe put some details and see if that could be potentially beneficial for you. Okay? That's all I'll touch on right now. Let's move down the list. Optimization of your listing. Now, we all know that maybe, a 500-word description. We know that filling out every detail is important. But when you're looking at your property, okay, I'm just going to give a quick tip it'll sum up the whole tip in one. Places like store code, why aren't we using keywords there? Why aren't we adding service areas in those particular areas? Questions and answers. When we have a particular niche, and that's all I have to say about the optimization, right, is fill out everything and add keywords to places that maybe somebody wouldn't use. Anytime you can use a keyword or a location or a service in a particular area, I feel that it's beneficial. All right? Any way that we can, and this all follows the same circle. Better describing what you do, who you are, where you are, and what you do, and the service area in which you do it is always more beneficial for your GMB. I wrote down some tips here, so if you're wondering why I keep looking down, I just wrote them down. I said, this is what I'm going to walk through the video today. I always do this for my videos, because I always like to share random thoughts. It seems to be better that way. What was I going to get at? Oh, questions and answers. So if you have a particular service-based business, right? Or not service-based, but yes, service-based business in a particular area. I'm not sure, if the same questions are coming up, if the same types of questions are coming up, I'm not sure why the Q&As are being filled out to answer the questions that are always being asked. When you do a service-based business and it says people always ask, right? Say, best, I don't know, New York plumber, right? There's generally, it's not on this page. I have to do a different type of search. But you know what I'm saying? People will also ask. People are also looking for. People, right? You know what I'm talking about. It'll pop up. It'll probably be a different query other than this, not best. Who is the best maybe would pop it. But what I'm getting at is this. If you're seeing that Google is already recommending, people are also asking these questions, or maybe you're getting these questions already in your inbox, it would be highly beneficial to add those, because I think that you're giving them more context to who you are, what you do, where you're at, and your service area. Again, the more information that you can give to them about your entity, the better off that you are. So answering those questions beforehand can cause a higher conversion. It can lead to more phone calls. If you have this service-based area, you should be receiving your phone calls and direction requests from those areas. I'm recapping. If you have a GMB site and you're in a particular, right, a business site, I feel if you don't want to muddy up your site, I think it should be a mirror, but I think a great way to list exactly all of your properties and what you're doing to mirror it to your website is going to be beneficial. Reviews. Now, I do not feel personally that reviews are a direct ranking factor. All right. Now, particular words inside of reviews, especially repeated words or words that are common within, words that always come up. So let's just say, let's do our example, plumber, okay, in New York. It's not necessarily the words. Let's just pull one up so I can give you an idea of what I'm getting at, okay? Visual is so much better for me. What they're going to showcase are words that have been used multiple times, right? Words that other reviewers are utilizing, or words that are relevant for your business. Now, wouldn't you want the words that are showing up? Let's say that you are curating these, all right? This is up to you. Wouldn't you want the words to be repeated that they're showcasing, that multiple people are saying? Shouldn't they be directed at your type of business or business service? Say I'm internet marketing. Don't you feel that it would be beneficial to have internet marketing show up within these reviews? They're actually highlighting it. They're highlighting what multiple people are saying. So words like trust, words like low price, words like your service, your categories, your business, the services that you provide, words that provide like reliability, trust, professional, expert, right? I feel that this is going to be highly beneficial. I was looking at listings that were unverified, right? Now we know that there's a couple of things that really get it. I get this question a lot. I see this listing. It's not well optimized, but it has these reviews and it's unverified. It doesn't have anything attached. There's multiples of it. How are they doing this? There's three things that they're doing, in my opinion. They're getting clicks. They're generating traffic, but they're generating the right clicks, the right traffic from their service area, and it's coming from multiple properties that they're controlling. So they're directing keyword traffic into their listings. They're generating and getting the calls, the directions. They're receiving the traffic from a geolocation. Along with that, those particular words, the industry, the niche, are on the website. They're within the reviews. Plus, they're showing up within their searches. I think that the traffic and the CTR is really what's going to get you into the 3-pack. I don't think I know. I think I covered everything. I think that having an image schedule is beneficial, and receiving images of your work from customers is highly beneficial. I think that user input, whether it's persona or genuine, user inputted data is more of a ranking factor than what you input. So if you're having a post and you're getting it shared, if you have a service area and you're getting searched for that from other users, anything, what I'm getting at is this, anything that you can generate or get generated that's from the outside, not from your account, is going to be more beneficial than what you're doing for yourself. Okay? So what did we cover today? Let's walk through this. So directions from key points and make it known, okay? Make it known. This is my service area and make the directions. You've taken the time to set this up. You've taken the time to share this. You're actually receiving calls and directional requests from those locations. That's one. Q&A, questions and answers that are related to the niche. You could put them in. You can create a persona and put them in. You can answer them. Make sure that these are keyword rich. This is important. Citations before the listing. Create a presence before your listing. This is for people that may be new. I think it's better to start with all of the other properties and then go in and get your GMB. You'll see better rankings faster, right? Now, and that's another piece I want to touch on. One keyword, 1 3-pack. Now, you may have a particular service, but there's different ways, right? There's different search intent. You want to optimize your listing, what's on your website, and everything else to show up for all of the search intent and all of the queries. So, best plumber in New York, plumbers in New York, reliable plumbers in New York. Each of these will bring up a different result. So optimizing your GMBs to hit all of the search intent, whether it's, and remember, there's a correlation between website and GMB. So optimizing for each of those search intent queries is going to be highly beneficial for your GMB. An image schedule. Uploading consistent images, just staying fresh. That's like posting regularly. I would see what your niche is calling for and maybe just do one more post. So if you see your opposition posting once every 3 days, maybe you should post once every 2 days, right? That's what I'm getting at. What does your niche call for? I don't think that there's anything set in stone, especially in SEO or GMB. I feel that it's whatever your niche is calling for, and then you want to do just one better, right? Schema and images, this is something that I'm playing with. I cannot say that it could be beneficial. I don't have a result. It's something that I'm messing with. I want to see, I'm just really playing with it. I just want to give you the idea so maybe you can try it out too. It's not a harm. So it's definitely something that could potentially help. Listing optimizations, like I talked about, look for extra places to put services, business, locations, and keywords. The follow through or the life cycle of a customer. If you're trying to rank your GMB for multiple queries, for multiple search intent, for different types of buyers, then you want to take your buyer through what I like to call like the customer cycle, but take them through the GMB cycle. They find you, right? They're looking for a business, or they find your business through a search. They click on your listing. They go for the directions. They make a phone call. They wait a day. They make a review. You see? You can even take it to a next step. And what this is really touching on is for those of you that are curating reviews, you need to, if you want them to stick and you want this to actually, it's not 4 years ago, right? If you want everything, if you want everything to work out, you need to take them through the cycle. That's all I'm getting at, all right? Business site, use it. Again, it's always outlining your service, your business, who you are, where you're at, what you're doing, right? Outline it all, mirror it to your site. I think you'll find benefit. So that was the tips. I tried to give a little extra. I went right down the list here. That was a recap. I hope that this was beneficial. We'll hop over here. I'm not sure if there's anybody that may have questions. If you have any questions related to Google My Business, GMB, local, feel free to go ahead and ask. What we'll do is we'll do a quick Q&A session here. And hopefully I can answer some questions. All right. So let's bring this up. All righty. All right. Okay. All right. So if you have any questions, feel free to ask. We'll do a Q&A. All right. So top of the morning, Darian, hello. All right. G-Man, hello. All right. Anybody have any questions? Feel free to go ahead and ask. Hey, Chris, should I be stuffing some keywords into the tag section or store code section within GMB? So, Hiron, again, I feel that you should optimize. I don't know about stuffing, but I would definitely optimize those particular locations. Don't leave anything undone. All right. Do not stuff, but to add a service or a product or a keyword or something along those lines to those areas. Could I 100% say for sure that this is going to be beneficial? I can't say for 100%, because I'm not looking at their algorithm, but I do know that having a completely filled out GMB is going to be a little bit more beneficial. All right. One other question, Chris. If you run a CTR campaign, do they need to be region specific? Close the GMB locations for a store. If you're running a click-through campaign, all right, my advice would be, if you live in the USA, you need to have USA traffic. If you live in India, you need India traffic. If you live in the United Kingdom, get United Kingdom traffic. Now, you can send US to UK, but I would make sure that your service area is covering these regions, or you have the type of business like a local plumber shouldn't be receiving traffic from India. Okay, let's move down the list. Dispatch, different topic, but do you plan to update or add more videos to your GStack course? I do, but I mean, that's completely off topic. I have updated it to help with particular elements that have changed. But yes, I plan on, I went through a review process with a particular group, and they said that maybe I should make it a little bit more beginner friendly, just so it would be a little bit more widely accepted, and just polish it a little bit. But I mean, I have 2 other projects I'm working on, so it's, you know, I'm very busy. Plus family, you know how it goes. So yes, of course I am, but I like to do a lot of things. I work on every little thing the moments that I have. Plus I try to stay on here. I try to help when I can. But yeah, I certainly will. So hope that helps you there, Dispatch. My competition, this is from Barrett. My competition has 10 websites, and he ranks for all 10 on SERP for most of the keywords. Okay, well, it sounds like he may have a winning strategy, so maybe I would follow in line and see exactly. I mean, it's very blatantly obvious his strategy. You can just look. So, and I would look at his keywords. I mean, if you're just doing a quick search for maybe 1 or 2 keywords, maybe even 10, and he's ranking, that's all well and good. But generally, the sites that I've worked on that are really getting a lot of traffic, they're ranking for hundreds of keywords. Okay? So I hope that that's beneficial for you. What's the benefit of an unverified GMB website? I feel that an unverified GMB website is beneficial because you can actually, if you have an unverified GMB website, that means you have an unverified listing that's on the map. I mean, those are really good for your directional points, to show more relevance for a particular area, especially if you're driving traffic through those properties and receiving calls or directional requests through those properties. I feel that it all works together. So more listings is always beneficial, Darian. So hopefully that can help you out. Hiron says, any method or sites you know that can generate local-based traffic? You know, my friend, I've been working on a Google My Business, like a training. And the main element, as I've been working on it, there's only one element that matters, really. So and it's something that I've been using for myself and I only have 10 clients that I work with. I'm very selective on the niches because I've worked in particular niches. But there's something that I've been utilizing for quite some time that not everybody could do, but everybody could do it if I show. It's definitely what a lot of providers are doing behind the scenes. So I'm feeling before I release the GMB, I'm going to show this because they go hand in hand. So I feel that I will be able to help with that, Hiron, as far as getting, local-based traffic. I have something that's going to be scalable, something that's helpful, and I'm really hoping that it can help a lot of people. It's definitely like a well-kept secret, but I'm going to be more than happy to share it with the masses, to say. So SEO Central. Heard that there's a new update from GMB. Verification postcard is taking more time than usual. Yeah, I mean, they go through this. It's funny, though. When they make their adjustments, they're fewer and farer in between. So yeah, I can see that, but don't worry about it. Just keep moving forward. G-Man says, Chris, increasing the service area for GMB. Do you start local and expand? We have store for curbside pickup local, but also sell online delivering to the whole UK. Well, the key with that is, I mean, if you're expanding, obviously it would be very beneficial to have more locations, especially if you're touching on more service areas, right? So there's a couple ways you can go about this. A really good way to signal to Google that you are actually serving these areas is to have people looking for you from those areas. Whether you're receiving phone calls, whether you're getting those, again, directional requests, are you promoting from those locations? Or you see what I'm getting at? Are you giving the signals to Google that you actually service this area? And are people looking from that area? They're not going to expand. At the end of the day, they're in control. So your job is to make it as easy as possible for customers to find you, aka expand proximity. So to answer your question in a more of a nutshell, I would work from the out in. Okay? So hopefully that helps you out. This gentleman retracted. Can we rank using pillow and diversity backlinks without PBN or niche edits? Barrett, it really depends on your niche. Excuse me one moment. Let me have a drink. In my opinion, I feel that you're not going, those types of older tactics, I mean, really, I have not seen any success, with any of the promo code sites or anything that I've been doing of late, right? Without buying higher quality links or getting better placements. Okay. Now, can you get rankings and achieve rankings without links? Certainly. But to get the better, to rank for higher search volume queries, it's going to cost more money and more time. All right, so hopefully that helps you. Dispatch, maybe you mentioned this already, but if your GMB is unverified, how do you find your GMB link address? Mine is unverified, but it doesn't seem to show on the map. You're looking for the link address? Well, when you go to the map, right? If you have an unverified listing, let's talk about this quick. Oh, I don't want to do that. Let's go here. Let's take a look at some unverified listings. Okay. So if we come on over here and we're looking at unverified listings. All right. I'm trying to find one here. Here we go. Here's one. Let's just look for anyone. That's not it. I'm just looking for the gray. You know what I'm talking about. Just generally gray. Well, let's do it this way because I'm not here. This one looks like one. No, that's verified. Okay. I don't have seen any on this SERP, but here, take a look at this. So if I go into here and you pick a location, all right, so to answer your question very quickly, if you have an unverified listing, let's say maybe you were to do drop a pin or something along those lines, when you right click and you ask what's here, instead of it showing this address, it's going to show your business, right? What you then need to do then is once you have that, say after you've dropped a pin or maybe you've created an unverified listing in some way, all you have to do is right click what's here, what's the address, and come up here and get the link. Okay? So that should answer that question. Moving down the list here. Also, is this strictly live or will there be a replay? No, I'll leave a replay up. Yeah. Drink like a normal person. For goodness sake. I didn't dribble or anything. I was just taking a quick drink like this. You know? I didn't dribble or anything. So I feel that's very normal. Acurai, but never a problem. I always like people that care for me. Thank you. Bareth, never a problem. Elton Musa says, hey Chris, I tried importing a sheet from GMB locations, but I always get exceeded limit of uploads in a single day. Any ideas? Well, I'm not, if you're doing a whole bunch of them or doing more than 5 at a time, you're going to run into this. You should be able to upload 5 at a time at least 5 times. But then you're going to need more Gmails. Another way to go about doing this is do them 1 at a time. All right. So they may have changed something recently, but still right-clicking, opening a new window, right-click, open a new window, and doing the process, I think you'll find a little bit better success. So hopefully that helps you out. Also, that method is not for USA. It almost doesn't, it's not even almost, it doesn't work in the USA. I mean, it's very difficult to get it to come up, all right? It's primarily for international, all right? That's not even something I would do anymore unless I have quality data. And that's all I can touch on right now. So it looks like the questions have dried up, so that's perfectly fine. I will go ahead and hop off. Other than that, that should be it. So I'm just going to wait another second for these questions. All right. All right then. It's been an absolute pleasure. My name is Chris Palmer. If you have any other questions related to GMB, Google My Business, the Snack Pack, anything at all, local SEO, please feel free to leave it in the comments below. I most certainly look forward to seeing you in the next session. Trent, Chris, you missed my question. Did I? Let me take a look here. Oh, here we go. Chris, do you see any problem with linking multiple GMBs in multiple towns back to a single money site? I mean, if I'm setting up and say you're getting GMBs, say you're going through the whole motion of setting up a verified listing, I would take the time to set up either an orphan page or create its own landing page on a domain. You should have one GMB that's verified going to its own page. Now, from that page, if you want to link back over to yours, that's fine. But for protection, and say you're trying to do a mass campaign, I would keep it one verified listing, one site, even if it's just a lander. All right. I have seen people use orphan pages. I've seen people use subdomains. I would just be careful doing that. If you want to keep it successful, I would do 1 and 1. If you want to push it, I wouldn't do any more than 3. Okay? So hopefully that helps you out, Trent. Chris, I want to make a GMB for a retail park. Hey, brother, and always go for it. Give it a try. That's always the my best. That's my best answer. Always give it a try. Always. How do you verify this? It would be almost like a mall, and all the desperate businesses would be inside. Is that possible? How do you verify this? Well, I mean, that would be pretty ingenious if you think about it, because you could generate a lot of listings from one listing, but they'd all be centered in one area, so that wouldn't be too beneficial. But if you could verify that you have a particular property, it would be easier to then segment out more listings. But how would I go about doing this? I would get the most trusted data that I could for a particular listing, and then go from that angle. Just like you would, just like any other process for verification. So hopefully that helps you out. I think that's going to cover it. I'm going to go ahead and... All right, that should be it. I don't see any other questions. If you found value in this video, please, a thumbs up so others can find this video. Would be ultra beneficial. It's been a pleasure. I'm glad that I could share this time with you today. I'll definitely see you in the next video. Have a blessed day.